Good morning and welcome everyone to day number 6 here. It is the final day, the grand finals day for the Verizon NA Game Changers Series 1 2024. My name is Smix and I am so lucky to be joined by Wyatt and Ender today for our lovely grand finals day. Wyatt, I know you've had maybe not the easiest morning, but we're here to reward you after a difficult start to your day with an amazing grand finals.
Yes, hopefully. I'm hoping that maybe FlyQuest, a third thing will be sold today, and it'll be my heart by FlyQuest if they can pull off this win. That would be a beautiful thing. And we'll see if maybe going into this tournament, I thought that the game, it wouldn't change. It seemed like the game was going to stay the same this time. But I kind of believe in FlyQuest. I think they could change the game today, Ender.
Are you doubting Shopify Rebellion? Is that what I'm hearing right now?
No. No.
Okay.
No.
I think the game may be staying the same, Smix.
Well, we'll see in a couple of hours which one of you is correct. But just in case you missed the action that occurred yesterday in that lower bracket final, it was a great series from FlyQuest Red as well as Decimate Gaming. So let's go ahead and take a look.
And you saw that kill that came out here from Sutter. I mean, we'll hold the thought for a bit. Actually, maybe we'll just stop. They know that Rise is towards that front because of that fault. Look at them! They're just sniping around, jumping around the site, getting the trade. Flash forward, spike picked up, 2 versus 3. Oh no! Comes out, info spotted. Or info heard, rather, inside the market. 100 Fury out, free range for Donut. Find it forward for FlyQuest. War utility probably should be coming out, though. Astea doesn't care. Right in the market. Rise with 1. Second once again, doing a great job holding the market, retaining the market. Cause we're invincible. Hold his footsteps. There's that lineup on 3. Nicely.
It was like 1-3-1. As this goes in, hang on.
Yeah, the Eco might be denied. Indeed it is.
Denied.
And Louis comes in with the second kill. Counter pit that we saw here from the defender side as well. Starbuck with 2 nice shots though. Spray with the 3rd. And that's a spike down. There's only 1 left. Shot guards coming through. You don't even
Go, Empress is on.
Zad's pushing through. What an instant kill. Dismissed away. Lace doing whatever she can from the dice. A run up from the top. Defender locked down, not hitting anything yet. And Zan still has a position at dice. IGL with the pit. No utility off for Viper to clear out corners. Back at the dice. Zan with the 4K. Another one in the round.
Here actually is a decision.
With the spam from the Odin. Zan repositioning on the top. Oh, it's A-Blab! Should just play this. She doesn't care to give her position away right now because technically there's no choice. Cause we're invincible. The swing on both gets them. Whoa! For the Red Bull clutch. Shot, maybe even 1 shot. 40 HP left. FlyQuest pushing out towards Catwalk for support. Go nuts. Underhand flash, only 1 hit Sauter. Fragment on the ground. Keeping them at bay. Wall bang on Horizon. Bob under the pressure, and Lua stuck inside the smoke. Peeks out for the first. Almost connects that second. Zan gets the pick, the off balls. The clock is still against DCM. Force a retake now for DCM. Carry with the Guardian. Nice shot coming through. But that clock is still ticking down. They on a 1 versus 2. The tap on the spike, forcing around. Misu gets the kill. The fuse comes in for Decimate.
It was a really impressive showing from the side of FlyQuest Red in their victory yesterday over Decimate Gaming. But as we pull up the bracket for this entire week of games, Ender, it goes without being said, what's been amazing about every single Game Changers is seeing the new talent that is emerging. And I think at the beginning of this event, if I had told you that it would be Decimate Gaming that would be making top 3 over the likes of some of these other teams, I don't know that we would have necessarily predicted that, but the future certainly bodes well for these young girls.
It's for sure true. I mean, I think Wyatt, put them a little bit lower on the tier list at the start of this event.
What?
So.
I didn't even do a tier list.
Oh, it wasn't you? My bad.
Bala and Mimi, maybe?
It was Bala and Mimi. My bad. I'm just so used to flaming Mimi. I don't even know. Anyways, I think the run in general from Decimate was so impressive, especially taking down Passion Project. The fact they made it into top 3 surprised me for sure. And also I just have to shout out, even in that series, Zan. The performance on the Reyna on that first map was just out of this world, like almost doing it all on that first map, and also on the Jet towards Ascent, towards the end, really putting up some impressive rounds to try and fight back. It wasn't enough to get the win overall, but this is a great start to the year for Decimate.
Now I will say, Ender, nothing to do with the tier list. I will own up just one small, I wouldn't even necessarily say a mistake. Actually, in a manner of speaking, I was right. I remember on the desk before Decimate played against YFPX, I said, like, this team, even though they lost to Shopify, it was not that close. They had some great signs of a team with a lot of future potential. I think down the line, we could be looking at, like, a real, like, maybe top 4, maybe even top 3 team. And now when I said down the line, I didn't think that would happen in one day, but it did. So it's, in a way I was right, but maybe a little bit off. But I was very impressed with Decimate throughout this whole tournament. I was happy to see that they, those signs of life that they showed against Shopify were more than signs. They were a fantastic team, and they had a really solid run in the lower bracket. I think that also what I love seeing about teams in the upcoming category like that is when they're not just winning because, wow, they picked up these cracked aimers. Like, they actually have a really great team play, and that's what was really propelling them. So really awesome to see, and I'm excited to watch them in the future when we get to stage 2.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Wyatt, especially when you take a look at the fact that they have not had that much time together. The team synergy that they have been able to show thus far, especially in that series yesterday on Icebox, was truly impressive, considering, again, that was also their first best of 5. And now with that 3rd place finish, as we take a look at these circuit points, they will accrue some of those valuable points ahead of championships at the end of the year. And Ender, it goes without being said, getting first, getting second, making it to the grand finals for our 2 teams in the grand finals today, a huge lead as well for the points.
I appreciate that you said it anyways. I mean, look, Decimate, they're walking away with 45 points. I love having some points. That's a good lump sum of points to kick off your year. And there's only more to win after that.
Absolutely. And now we are down to our final 2 teams here for Game Changers Series 1 2024, and it will be Shopify Rebellion taking on FlyQuest Red. Wyatt, I feel like every Game Changers, goes without being said that Shopify Rebellion, this squad, is the team to beat. They're the current defending champions of North America. They are the team that is expected to win everything, and for good reason.
Yeah, absolutely. Now listen, I don't want to keep harping back to really just try and slander Bala and Mimi, but did they have these 2 teams in the top 2, or was it Shopify and Passion Project? I need
think Bala wanted Passion Project and Mimi really wanted FlyQuest. I don't know where they finished.
Okay, well, all right, production, they're on the case. We're going to pull it up, and we're going to find out whether or not we're slandering those 2. But yeah, I mean, listen, Shopify in the grand finals, the game, not changing. The game in that way, staying the same. FlyQuest, though, they're one of the 2 teams that were, in hot contention for that spot. It was either them or Passion Project going into it, of course, that being the thought, Decimate being the surprise contender at the end. But I love the way that FlyQuest roster had been constructed. I think in some ways it kind of mirrors how the Shopify roster was actually constructed last year, which is, of course, in the case of Shopify, I mean, it's just wall-to-wall talent, experienced. Oh my God, we've got the. Sorry, I'm gonna cut myself off. We've got the tier list. Mimi and Bala, and they don't know what they're talking about.
No, they're fools.
Who's paying
quite
these
frankly.
guys?
And now I know they're not here to defend themselves, but they wouldn't be able to anyways because they did in fact put Passion Project number 2, FlyQuest number 3. It was slandering beforehand. It's it's your classic Plat Chat tier list. I think we can go ahead and discount it before we even watch the games. I mean, look at their faces. They're fools. They're clowns.
God, Mimi really has the got caught trolling face. And Bala just doesn't even want to look. He doesn't want to look at this. God.
He knows he messed up.
I mean,
at least they got number 1 right.
To be fair, Passion Project, it was definitely their game to win, going up against Decimate Gaming in that lower bracket, and then we just saw Decimate Gaming coming out with so many of those diffuses, those great post-plant retakes. So a little bit of kudos, even though you're ultimately, both of you are right, and they were wrong.
Yeah, we're right in hindsight. We knew it all along. Because, I mean, like, you look at it, it's like Passion Project did win the second open qualifier, so I don't think it was ridiculous to put them up there, and I still think they're a very skilled team. I think the more impressive thing to me was seeing Decimate really break through, because I was coming in and thinking there's a very clear top 3, and now I'm like, hold on now, Decimate are very in that conversation and can hold with the best of them. So it's a lot more competitive than I thought it was necessarily going to be before the event started.
And now I'm going to wrangle us back to where we're at right now with Shopify Rebellion going against FlyQuest Red. These two did face each other very, very recently. This is a rematch, of course, of that upper bracket final. Back then, it was Shopify Rebellion that won 2-1 over FlyQuest Red. And ND, I know that you have some thoughts here.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good series. And it could have been over in 2 games. That second map of Bind was incredibly close. And that's the main one where FlyQuest were able to come ahead. I think primarily because they were able to win both of their pistol rounds. Rifles went very, very evenly. But all things considered, Dodo had a couple of very big rounds. And FlyQuest were able to find enough on that Bind attacking side to be able to finish it out in the second half.
Yeah, you know, people say that Valorant isn't all about duelists. Guys, the team play, the strategy. Counterpoint, the team with the duelists at top frag won each map. So, listen, maybe
and
at
wait,
the end
hold
of the
on.
day...
When FlyQuest had 2 duelists, they won the map too. What?
Exactly. This is what I'm saying. Now, the Dodo Nut fluorescent head-to-head is nasty. I don't know how much respect or how it has been put on Dodo Nut's name in the past. For at least, I think the people that are in Game Changers that really watch a lot of the teams are in the scene. They know that Dodo Nut is a god. But I think this is the breakout tournament where they're getting that kind of wider respect and wider name recognition that's well deserved.
100% agree. I think that what she's able to do map to map is super impressive. I also just love seeing when, especially on that Bind map, when Saunders back on a duelist, like the coordination they can do together. I think Saunders as a player, because obviously she played duelist for so long, knows exactly what Dodo wants. So whether Saunders on a breach or a Yoru, whatever, like you're always having very good support behind her.
Absolutely. The talent on the side of FlyQuest Red does run very, very deep. I know we saw bits and pieces of it, and you called it out, Christy, that it was really Bind that was really close, and that was the one that ultimately FlyQuest Red ran away with. But I know you have a round to break down for us on the attack side of Bind, the last time that these two teams played against each other.
I do. I'm going to do some magic here with the power of the internet. Boom! Round. Let's break it down here. Round number 4 on Bind. Look, FlyQuest did a lot of really good things on attack, and I think a lot of it was how they combined their double dive agents in Yoru and Raze. And pretty much every round on attack, Sonder on the Yoru loved to go and fight into showers here. You'll notice in this round, they're actually going to go for a much heavier showers setup and walk their 2 smokes players down short. So let's actually watch how they managed to do that. This whole time, by the way, there's a setup for a potential trap play coming through the teleporter down long. So first thing they do is they send the teleport in here. They also send the boom bot and then ready the flash. There is a flash that goes out there. It's a bit of a visual bug on the Spectre. Don't worry about it. But when they come up here and grab the ult orb to actually exec in, watch what ends up happening. Over in the corner here, we're going to see a dog in just 1 second that gets canceled almost immediately. It comes in, and immediately we are canceling this dog from Lace, because when the counter dog comes through the teleport, you know there's a crunch play ready to go. And the way that FlyQuest deal with this is really interesting. Instead of like turning around to fight into the teleport, because they know there's going to be a crunch coming in both sides, we actually have Sonder canceling the first TP, sending out another one that's going to land up against the truck wall here. At the same time, there's a clone going down short to clear out all of the Cypher tripwires or anything, so that these 2 players, even without a dive ability, can move on forward. Let me play that for you right there. And then right here, we snap in. There's also a perfectly timed sky flash. I know it's a little bit hard to see. There's tons of utility going down, but that TP goes right into truck with the sky flash through. And even though they lose 2 players in showers, the TP in behind with the time of the aggression allows Sonder to pick up the kills. We've also scaled the spike all the way up short. And then FlyQuest play this round out really, really nicely. There's another TP because we got 2 kills set up to run on out of here if need be, right? We go pick up a gun, get over in the corner after baiting out a lot of noise, and then FlyQuest just freeze. And they freeze here for a long time because they know 2 players teleported through here, and they know Sky sent the dog here initially, and they don't know, is Sky flanking, is Sky sitting on site, wrapping around, so they send Sonder off on that little mission to get a kill, ult, and actually clear the site. And it's not until they do that that they actually commit for the plant. We've got plenty of time here. I'm going to skip forward. They get that one, and then the post plant are also getting proactive and hunting this down. It's planted backside for Heaven, which is very, very nice. And this tag team here does very good work to get the kill, and they're going to win the round. But I just love, and we don't have to watch the rest. They win it. Trust me. It's a 3-on-1 for a moment there. I just absolutely love the way that that they were able to call in those rounds when you know there's a crunch TP play coming in you, and you have to go super, super quick on Sonder's Yoru. That is a Sonder classic right there.
You know, Ender?
Yes.
Pretty convincing round that you've shown there, but I still don't believe that's more important than duelists getting headshots. I don't know. I'm just...
Okay.
You haven't got me yet. Yep. Maybe after the first map, you bust out the telestrator again. I like that. That setup caught me off guard. I'm like, oh my god, I'm watching a co-stream. A little
I'm bringing it to the desk here.
I was looking for the Prime sub button. I would have given you my free Jeff Bezos money. It was a great breakdown.
We don't have a Prime sub. That's so sad.
You know, I always appreciate your segments, Andy Chalamet. And I love that you always talk about the duelists. and we mentioned earlier that the talent in FlyQuest runs really, really deep. It's not
call me
just...
Muad'Dib, okay?
Listen. I'm doing my best here. We have Dodonut, we have Sonder, we've sang their praises. But also Wyatt, Lace.
My goat.
Lace,
my goat. I've been saying this for years. Lace is my goat. I said it all last year. I'm going to say it all this year. And damn it, in 2025, I'll be saying it too. Lace was, for me, the breakout player of 2023. Her ability to set up her teammates fantastically as the initiator, but simultaneously make impact plays, get impact kills round after round, and then also, when needed, will go off of the initiator role, sometimes picks up the controller, will be playing the Omen on some maps, and no matter what agents, no matter what her duties are on the map for her team that agent requires, she is always going to be one of the most impactful fraggers in the server. She is just the total package of a player. Clutch ability, fantastic mechanics, like every aspect of the game she has.
For sure. I think especially that clutch factor is just unreal. There's so many rounds where it's like 1v2, 1v3. Ooh, Lace is probably going to win those just cause she can. Because why not? Super impactful. You can also see in a lot of these rounds with like a Sheriff or a Spectre on like low buys, getting a lot of crazy kills. Of course, with the Odin, Lace is going to be completely nasty with it too. But I just love watching the way she approaches a lot of the fights that she takes. It is really, really impressive. And a standout player even on a roster with so much incredible talent. Absolutely.
It's so difficult to have that kind of impact, but we saw it time and time again. We saw it even yesterday in the series against Decimate Gaming. And huge kudos to the FlyQuest social team for putting out this great video we're about to watch to give us a glimpse into how these players are preparing and gathering their spirits ahead of this grand finals.
I think as long as we put in 100, like Steph was saying, that we can't be upset. And I know that we've done everything that we can to get to this moment, and I know we're going to put it all in, so I'm excited to play the matches.
Hella inspirational.
Let's go, Let's win, right? Can we win or no? Like, I'm down.
Yeah. I'm down to win.
Why not? Why not, right? Like, fuck it. All right, fly out 3. 1, 2, 3,
fly! All right.
Wow.
Wyatt.
Speaker.
Light and Ender, we're doing it wrong. We should have done a bit of a chant before we dove into today's games as well, because I got chills after that. We need our own lace to gather our spirits.
We can do it right now. Put your hands in, and we'll go analyst desk on 3.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
No,
All right, here we go. Come on, team.
Desk.
1, 2, 3. Analyst desk. Woo! That's hella inspirational.
We need to shorten that one a little bit.
Yeah. We're gonna have to work on that one, but it's okay. It's okay that ours sucks because it doesn't matter. We don't matter. These teams matter. It's FlyQuest and Shopify, and now we have the maps. Taking a look here, especially knowing what we know about the last time these two teams played against one another. Wyatt, first thoughts?
Yeah, I'm surprised that Shopify banned binds, to be honest. They literally fear them. They picked it last time, lost to the double duelist. I would have expected that they play it late maybe here in this BO5 and have cooked something up between the two games and in a way to counter what Fly were doing. I'm surprised to see that go and not see them ban Sunset, which was their ban against Fly previously.
Yeah, especially because, like, even looking at that bind map, Shopify were ahead in rifle v rifle rounds. Like, it was mostly, like, getting ecoed a couple of times and losing both pistols that cost them overall. So I definitely am with you on that. I think counterpoint is don't give FlyQuest a map they won on before, because then FlyQuest will be happier coming out of map select. So I will give them that, and just say that, especially, like, on the off chance that we do end up going to a 5th game, Breeze is a map that FlyQuest have not played in main event. They only played it twice in the qualifiers, so that is definitely... I mean, it's a bit of a wild card, but I think that Shopify are looking good here, of course.
I do think that Sunset can be an opening for FlyQuest, though. Lotus, that is going to be... I mean, that's going to be real tough. Shopify permaban split. FlyQuest, they've actually... play every single map at various points, but Lotus is clearly the one at the bottom of their pool. You have to imagine Shopify, as they did previously, are going to kind of just shut them down here, and then Sunset, though, could be an opening. Shopify have had mixed results, generally speaking, in 2024 on that map, so an opportunity maybe after Lotus for FlyQuest to make it 1-1, but also, I don't want to, just say that this is it's not impossible that they win Lotus. This is just going to be a tall ask.
Well, yesterday, Ender, when we spoke to Sonder after their win over DCM, she was saying how excited she was for this rematch, especially because it's a best of 5. And with that being said, you have to expect that they anticipated Lotus to enter this. So is there any world where they learned from their loss last time around and they surprise us today?
I mean, honestly, the biggest, like, floor just went completely off on this Lotus map last time around, and I think they have a lot of good tools to deal with Fluorescent, especially when they're attacking. Like, they've got the great flash combos between Gecko and the Sky, they've got the Omen Paranoia, so I think really what I want to see from FlyQuest on this attacking side is very coordinated hits, and then in post-plants, fight forward for space. I think that is one of the biggest things you have when you're taking flashes on this map, compared to the comp that FlyQuest are running, where all they have is the Paranoia. You should always be looking to take forward space after you've planted the spike, and you've got the wingman to make that a little easier.
Yeah, it's really going to come down to Fly on defense here for me. That is where they hard struggled against Shopify. Their attack half was pretty good. It was, I think, what did they get, 5 rounds, something like that? It was close enough, but then when the sides
got
swapped,
6.
Oh, they got
and
6,
only lost
even
2
better. And then, yeah,
wait, I'm trolling. I was
trolling?
looking at the other half when Shopify won 6 and only lost 2 rounds on attack.
Lies and misinformation.
Well, you know what, guys? I'm getting word that we have map number 1 ready between Shopify Rebellion and FlyQuest Red on Lotus, so let's get it ready for the dulcet tones of Doug and Baby Bay.
Thank you so much, Fix. Yeah, there's nothing quite like misinformation from the desk to tee us up for a grand final. Dre, I don't know about you, I feel informed and educated after the lies that Ender told us.
Absolutely. I mean, honestly, Ender had a great breakdown of some of the plays from Sonder, and that double duelist at the end of the day, if you just hit the head, no strats matter, right?
Hey, the game really is that simple. Good people. You shoot him in the head, you win the game.
It's actually funny, a little side quest, but Marv used to tell me that when he was on FaZe, so that strategy has stuck around for quite some time.
And now he's playing for NRG, and you're casting with me. So
Absolutely.
obviously, he took the advice a little bit better than you did. FlyQuest starting off on attack. Shopify looking to do what many expect to happen, unless FlyQuest can do something pretty ridiculous about it. Grand finals on the cards, as the desk so eloquently put together. It's a rematch, and it was a close match, but this is a different story. A best of 5 is a marathon.
Yeah, and this time starting off on Lotus, where last time they played against each other, SR, this was the last map in their series, and SR was already on a roll, right? So you're trying to catch SR off guard on this map, and if they could yoink this map away from them, it would be huge.
It's a big start. That's also really, I mean,
Super
the
convincing.
plant spot, that plant spot is so aggressively deep. You can tell they're going to want to try to fight for some of that spawn space. I think that's why they're posted up in a heaven, Dre.
Look at how fast this retake protocol is from SR, though. Oh, that's a huge kill, Doug, from Dodo Nut.
It might not matter. Mel still has the smoke, so they can play around that a little bit. That paranoia is going to cause some problems. Starbound's pushing forward. And that's what I mean. It was that deep, aggressive plant spot that suggested they wanted to fight into spawn. You see the 2 blue X's on the minimap. They're deep into where Shopify would try to approach us from. Alexis is now left alone in a 1v4. She takes one with her, but it's a great pistol for the attack side.
And speaking about like rematches and everything, you already see adaptations made from FlyQuest. The first time they played on this map in the last series, there was the fast flanks, fast retakes coming in from Shopify, right? Like instantly, and we saw that in this round as well. But this time, understanding that and actually playing to push deep into spawn with multiple players, and then picking up the flank, not getting caught off guard. So already little micro changes in strategy, but ultimately they're going back to the 2-2-1 that we saw so many times before, and just not trying to get picked off early here.
Almost was. Just narrowly missing out on that.
Here comes the refight. Oh, Zonder's stuck here.
Yep. Oh, they had to challenge. I love that from Sarah. Opportunistic understanding. Sonder had nowhere to go.
And I want to note that no space was taken on this A side of the map. So even though this C fight punished Sonder from FlyQuest, there was no space taken on the other side of the map. And that actually works against SR, which is kind of funny because they're playing for the initial reaction, right? Oh, we just showed 4 people towards the C side of the map. Surely they don't go C, but great IGLing right now from FlyQuest already. Reading into how SR likes to rotate on this map, maybe from prep work. Should be a free site.
And you can tell Shopify, they gambled, they guessed, they put so much of their ownness on A, like you were just mentioning, because they understand how they want to rotate. And dude, these retakes are so tough too. Even if you're up in numbers, it's classics. Flores a deagle, but there's not much to fight back with here.
Yeah, especially against 2 Bulldogs, the Outlaw, you know, and then you have Omen playing in that bend area with a Spectre for that spray and pray. So this is definitely going to be a really hard retake, and honestly, any gun they can get out right now would be a W.
I don't think they're going to get a W.
Still 3 alive. It did some damage. Armor off of Lace and Dodo.
Yeah. Here. Starbound can keep that on to the next. Oh. They got one. They got Dodos.
That's a Bulldog. They're able to pick it up.
Yeah, so I mean, I think all things considered for FlyQuest, yeah, you dropped a couple of weapons. You're going to have to invest armor, as you were mentioning, but you're carrying the 2 Bulldogs and an Outlaw into the next. That's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah, and I wonder how much value this Outlaw is going to get, because if you look on the opposing side of Shopify, there's 4 players with light armor right now. So this Outlaw might go crazy here, especially on the lurk on A. Maybe try to catch a timing on the reclear or catch a timing after you dodge this Omen Flash. That would be a huge entry.
Nade early on off of the haunt. The ever standard exchange of utility at the opening of the round on A main.
Yep. Very standard stuff. Able to just react and take C and front B space. So FlyQuest already playing the map really well in terms of macro.
if they were able to convert this would be huge.
Oh, Noya.
But they got the play down. They're still up in numbers, though. Sonder has nothing but a sheriff. The Outlaw is continuing to cause problems.
One enemy remaining.
The timing is really nice on that swing, too, from Sarah. Nicely done from Shopify.
Yeah, it honestly looked pretty effortless, too. And I thought that Outlaw could get way more value than what it did, especially when 4 players had light armor. But FlyQuest just opting to just go straight for like a C post plant. But Noya staying in there and just finessing around that pillar area. Also understanding that FlyQuest has been saving on to that Omen Flash for the post plants. So not too scared to take that fight. And maybe you'll see now FlyQuest investing more utility for the actual hit onto the site.
Yeah, sure.
Here. Shopify going for a B-trap play.
Dude, that paranoia setup if there's contact.
Yeah, it'll be deadly.
There. Held for now.
That flash should be an indicator for FlyQuest to not do anything too brash, too crazy, right? And FlyQuest understand, okay, there was no early A presence, so this space is probably free. Let's try to walk in. We'll catch anybody off guard if they actually are pushed up. And that's just the info game on this map, right? That flash connected with a player front B finally. Last couple rounds it hasn't. So they know there's something going on. Something funny going on.
No way! Oh, there's something funny going on! I wondered if they were going to check her. The observers did an amazing job of highlighting her position. Now they have the paranoia that can buy her out, but okay, this is awkward. Saunders on site by herself. There's no help. They got the spike down, but Floor is actually interested in taking the fight and said, now Floor's by herself. They're so separated. They're so thrown apart. 3 on the round. The 4th will connect. And it's a slaughter for Shopify.
Floor still got it. Just jumps through off of that Gecko ult timing, wins the 1v1 against Sonder, and then that pre-fire in the tree was clean. And Floor was miles ahead of her team in that retake, but she played it near perfect with those satchels.
I mean, that kill opens up everything.
Yep.
One enemy remaining.
That pre-fire, that was so clean.
Yeah, that was pretty. I didn't even see if the suck necessarily hit, but there was a seize on the ground and a rocket in the air, and that's a bad day, man.
And so far, the last 2 rounds, Alexis has actually gotten really good value from that seize. Our early A space gathered from Starbound here. Very reactionary default from FlyQuest. It's like this push and pull, this constant push and pull on Lotus, where if the defense is taking control of one area, okay, you poke up on the other area, right? It's kind of like a seesaw. Go back and forth around the map till you think that you have the right read on what site you want to hit.
A little damage out there. The buy for FlyQuest now great. 2 marshals.
Oh yeah, still challenging this too. Holding a really tight off angle.
Noya's just been so impactful in these situations, and you understand you've got a weapon advantage. Still nicely traded from Starbound, but I don't know that there's going to be enough here to muster any real momentum.
Great molly.
Yeah, they're having a really hard time getting through this. I think they're even thinking twice about it. What? They're going to try to satchel out, but Floor gets some high ground. The spike gets away, but Dodo's the only one left alive.
Getting bombed down here would be huge.
Man, maybe getting a kill too. Look at this face! Dude, they were expecting the swing! All 4 of them were staring at the panel. That's nuts.
And the cohesion and the confidence from SR on these retakes so far have been really good. All 4 players grouped up in that moment, all fighting together, ready for anything, having each other's backs. And that'll promptly get a timeout from FlyQuest, a very, very early timeout. So already trying to stop any type of bleeding whatsoever. Not wanting SR to just run away with this game. And we've seen Shopify be able to just string 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds in a row. You know what I mean? So this is a really well-placed timeout from Jovi.
Well, what's interesting, too, is it's very similar and very reminiscent to what happened the last time they met on Bind, what, 2 days ago? Or, excuse me, not Bind, on Lotus 2 days ago. It was very competitive at the beginning. FlyQuest started off on attack, and yeah, I think you mentioned it earlier, Dre. The way that Shopify have approached the defensive rounds is notably different. They aren't sending as much as far as flank goes, and they're a bit more concerned with what's in front of them. But I think Jovi wanting to inject a little bit of insight and a little bit of voice early on this makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, especially because they've been conditioning this steady default and reactionary default, right? Like almost every round. So the rotations are getting baited out. Like they're doing a good job. And I think the recipe for success for FlyQuest is hitting the spot that SR is showing heavy early on, right? If they read into it and understand that SR fights early space with like a mass group, if they can just re-walk in like they did in that anti-eco round, I think they'll get a lot of success on this attack.
We'll see if that proves to be the case. Again, 3 from the defense. They're so concerned about this fight mid. The second swing might not matter.
Great first blood. 1 HP for Floor.
Yeah, but I think given how the map is played, that feels like such a big win. It's been so like poke and prod and so like feel things out here, get a kill, and then reset the map. This is, yes, Floor down to 1 HP is far from ideal, but I think this is a great scenario for Shopify.
Yeah, it is, and that's honestly a counter to the 2-2-1 default that we've been seeing so far. Yeah, this time there's 3 people in front of B, but Shopify understand that they want to punish that space. They don't want FlyQuest to get it for free every single round. Now should, leave the site here and a retake will commence very soon. All rotations moving very fast right now. What kind of post plan are we going to see here? We've seen how proactive FlyQuest like to be on these post plans.
Well, there's a paranoia and already a satchel forward. FlyQuest have gotten 2 kills. Alexis on the swing. Dizzy's dead. Saunders dead. Lace is dead. And it's all onto Starbound and Noya. Oh, that cage is going to go down. And Starbound going to cross. What a shot from Noya. Oh, that was filth. I really hope we get that from her POV.
That was insta. I think all Noya saw was probably the elbow of Starbound. That was insane. And Noya was really late there too in that round because of how fast the retake came through from the other members of Shopify. Maybe trying to predict that there was going to be somebody lurking front B, and it almost ended up going against them. But that was so fast. Off a shift walk too. It wasn't even like she went full wide swing, right? So
Yeah, that's a good point.
In order to hit that, like that's fast reaction time. Very, very fast. So already dialed in. This is Noya and Shopify. That was a very, very fast retake. So I said it even on the pistol round. Shopify is moving really fast on these retakes. It's catching FlyQuest off guard because if they hesitate for a second without taking space, they're already getting swarmed.
Well, and I think they knew that too going into this because of the way they approached the pistol. That even knowing what's ahead of them, they can't. They're not finding the space. So they just got a kill with a molly. Or excuse me, Noya did. They're so far ahead of what's happening here.
There's the proactivity again. Doesn't connect this time.
But they're buying space. Oh, they're gonna triple face. Still numbers in favor of Shopify, and look, now all 4 of them are here. They understand they have numbers. They're happy to take these fights, and unless Sandra pulls off a miracle, which she can't, it's another round for Shopify.
Alexis has been so clean with this fade utility. And that's why you see her holding on to a lot of it, because she's aware of how aggressive FlyQuest likes to get in these post plants. So using it during those moments on these chokes. And for FlyQuest, you know, I like that they like to get proactive, but I think they're choosing the wrong spots. We saw them in the last series try to fight this water area, and it really never went their way because there's too many spots to play anti. And the Gecko Flash is too easy to break.
That's true. But it also helps that Shopify have numbers.
Yeah.
In a tight chokehold like that, like you're hoping for a little bit of a
Give me a
freaking lucky bullet, you know?
Yeah. And I want to see FlyQuest use the CT spawn areas more often, right? Like they did on Pistol Round, where they took A heaven control and fought into spawn. I think on the C site, instead of getting proactive in water, they should just get proactive in spawn and have that crossfire. Because SR, like their retake from that water area, they're all dialed in, and they have players that are anti all these things, all these different layers, holding for that aggression. And SR has changed their setup. Like, I feel like we've seen like 4 or 5 different setups already.
Where did that mosh pit just go?
I think it's the reclear rubble, perhaps.
Maybe. It seemed
Line
really
up Molly.
Yeah. I wonder if that was intended for somewhere in B or C to throw a little bit of misdirection. Either way, they've taken panel. That paranoia is going to buy a lot of time out from Mel. That's pretty. Is there a swing behind it?
Look at how aggressive they're playing.
They've just got him trapped right now. Nice timing from Alexis.
And look at the protocols. Look at the crossfires.
She stuck it.
30
She went
seconds
back.
left.
She got cleared, and Sarah was there to greet the kill.
One
They had
enemy
tried
remaining.
ulting. I would love to see that again. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Sarah was just waiting there, execution style, for Thea to get canceled on the ult. I don't know if we'll see it again.
And that's all off of like these protocols that Shopify have and their game plan. Their game plan is to go for these fast retakes, and that ultimately gives no space for FlyQuest. And then
seconds left.
they just have to run into this crossfire that Mel and Floor have.
Enemy remains.
Really dialed in right now on their game plan is Shopify. They're actually looking really, really clean right now.
Yeah.
That's dangerous if you're FlyQuest, because last time you played this map, like you said, it was pretty close.
Yeah, it was competitive. It was what, 7-5 half? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right there. Got that early pit out C, and then the alarm bot to protect it. A lot of Killjoy utility B as well. I think they're starting to feel out some of what Shopify have tried doing, as you've mentioned, this early B aggression, or at least the attempt to deny that space.
Look at how ready they are for this.
Yeah, exactly.
2 mollies, turret, tether.
Take hold. Bomb grenade out.
And the spam. Donut almost dies.
If you're FlyQuest right now, this is just like smothering almost. Like anywhere you've gone, it just hasn't worked out for you, it feels like.
And you know what's tough is that's really hard to do on a 3-site map.
Yeah.
Like, when there's that much space, you should, in theory, have a little bit more room to work with. Floor can ult here. She's gonna ult. And she's gonna get the wingman! Oh, it's another slaughter. It's another disaster. Can Lace crack the site wide open. The pit goes down, but the spike's out of reach. There's no way for them to get through. Oh, it's a mess again.
One enemy remaining.
Playing anti.
Wow.
They're drilled. They're protocoled. I mean, this looks alarmingly worse than what we saw 2 days ago.
Rest is overrated.
It's so hard to hit the Viper's pit without like a KJ ult or a Raze rocket, right? To clear out all that space and actually punish for the kill, because, I mean, you saw it there. Even the dog connected onto Sarah, but that pit is just, it's too good. You can play in so many different spots.
Yeah.
And then when you have Florida back you up with a rocket, it just makes it even easier.
Enemy remaining.
And
Placing swamp.
I was talking about how Shopify can string a bunch of rounds together, and we see it 7 in a row right now.
Yep.
Or SR.
Pistol, a distant memory, man.
Yeah. And again, going for this early B punish. But no one's going to be there this time. But the thing is that info alone of just having that B line and understanding that, okay, they're not doing the 2-2-1 this time, allows you to play heavy on these extremities, right? That's why you saw earlier 3 people leaning towards A, but that's a huge entry.
I think Lily
FlyQuest.
was jump spotting too. That must have been a filthy shot.
That'd be crazy to get on replay. But again, the fast retake. They just keep catching FlyQuest off guard in these weird moments. Like, you don't expect the door to be open right there.
Well, and I think that's probably why they're so intent on controlling the middle of the map.
Yeah.
You can impact so much.
Last player
You can
standing.
impact so much of it from a distance. I mean, even if you give up C and Noya gets caught, like,
Yeah.
you hit the door, you get 2 in exchange. You can do the same thing with panel if you're hitting A.
Exactly. And if you're not ready for that, right? Like if you don't have somebody actually dialed in who's looking at their mini map or even looking at the doors open up so fast now after that change. There's no audio cue in like the first like couple seconds of it now, right? So it allows you to catch people off guard, especially while they're running into sight. Oh! It was a dirty entry. But look at this util from Alexis again. Like, yeah, she's not up there in kills or assists, but like the info that her util has been getting has so much value.
And that's often been the case for Alexis. She might not always like you pop off with a ton of value, but honestly, she reminds me a lot of Crashies and a lot of Ethan in regards to the value that they're able to provide their team with just utility. And that's the stuff that you're right. You don't see that on stat boards, you know, whatever. Doesn't make it into frag movies, but that's what allows Floor to pop off. That's what allows Sarah, Noya to have their big moments.
Okay, so 2 players from FlyQuest broke that here from Alexis. So info should be gathered here. And I mean, you see it on the mini-map already, right? Look at Floor already leaning over. Oh, this Odin's going to be huge here.
Dude, they just can't get in. There's no way in. They're going to try, though. The layers of this are nuts. The molly and then the suck. The flash from the other side. There's nowhere to go. But maybe they're swinging out too far. Yeah, they may have gotten a bit too much here.
Oh, my gosh. Sarah was running in there like Rambo for a second.
I respect it, and for good reason, right?
I thought she was going to get all 4, all 5.
I thought so, too.
I was kind of scared for a second.
Sonder has the other ult ready to go. Big numbers advantage. Mel has an op. You can't imagine there's going to be a real attempt at this, but alas, it's Shopify, and they're up big, so why not?
Oh my gosh.
It didn't hit. Noya tucked around.
That thing's got Nikes on.
Yeah, that thing was zooming. I mean, there's no real way for them to do anything here, right?
Hopefully not.
It's a bait.
Oh,
Wait. It's just one, though. It's just one. That's all it is. That's all it'll be. There's just not enough time for this. There's still too many targets.
Oh my gosh.
Noya's going to hunt him down as best as she can. No, with no real idea. They all fall, but it's another round for FlyQuest. And honestly, Drake, given the barrage of utility that they had to deal with Tree and then A main, that's a big win.
Yeah, it was a big win. For honestly both sides, though, because SR understanding, okay, we're probably not going to win this 2v4, but if we can take out every single gun and put FlyQuest in an unfavorable spot in terms of utility and armor, that they will have the good advantage of closing out the half.
Yeah, agreed.
One enemy
But
remaining.
the actual trades, like you said, in Tree, were beautiful, right?
Yeah.
Punishing Sarah for going so aggressive with the Odin right there.
And you got to think that's the difference between a round loss and like a 4K from Sarah and a Reddit clip. Oh, the op is on mine.
And we're out just like that.
A good trade, though, out from Sonder. She's going to go for more.
No way.
Dre, she's going to go for more, and she's alone! She gets a wingman and the kill. Still can play behind the safety of the smoke. They still don't know she's there!
Oh my gosh!
4 with 3. I mean, just single-handedly picking FlyQuest apart.
Switching sides.
Floor used that Omen smoke to perfection right there. And FlyQuest, I mean, I don't blame him. Like, you don't expect somebody to just keep re-swinging out of the smoke.
No.
Especially after this, getting an off kill.
One enemy remaining.
So clean.
It felt very reminiscent of like people trying to use a harbor cove to get out onto site and then playing around it.
Yeah.
Right? To isolate gunfights and to keep yourself a little bit more protected. Obviously, the cove has benefits that the Omen smoke doesn't, but it's the same idea. And that's just so impressive on the fly from Floor.
That's what sets her apart from the pack of other duelists, right? Apart from, honestly, Dodo, who's probably, you know, the second best duelist in the league, right? Little micro plays like that.
Oh boy. There's nothing micro about that. That was just him satcheling forward. I'm sure there was more nuance to it, but a little 2 for 2 there. Nicely done by Sonder to trade one back, but Mel again. 26 HP, she's gotten it down to 1, and they're going to be able to get out. I don't think Lace can catch him.
Lace does have armor, though, and Mel is in one-shot territory, so this is very doable.
I think Sarah's positioning is huge. If they get the spike
planted.
down, that's a big box
Definitely.
to check. Lace has no idea. Could be backside. That would have been a big one. That would have been huge.
She was
But
so
Sarah
close.
was there to save the day, yeah.
Close, but no cigar. Shopify have just ran away with this map. But I mean, it is their map pick, right? They are known
Yeah.
for being really, really good at Lotus. Like,
They're known for being really, really good.
yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah.
I wonder though, Dre, as you know, we think about what this tournament has looked like for Shopify. Let's zoom out a little bit. The conversation has been, yeah, Shopify are really good, but hang on. All of a sudden, there are teams that are pushing them a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? We saw FlyQuest push them a little bit. We saw Decimate push them a little bit. I wonder how much of this is like we're going to shatter any semblance of a narrative that we're not head and shoulders above everyone else. And if that's the intent going into this series, a 10-3 start on Lotus is an excellent way to do that.
I mean, they're definitely playing like it, right?
Yeah.
And just as a player, right?
Down, C.
First of all, this site hit was clean, good utility. As a player, when you're in that position, right? When you've beaten a team before, right? A lot of the narrative is, oh, the team that wants revenge is usually gonna play better because they know how to counter you, et cetera, et cetera. But
Right.
you're right. Like Shopify, they're a championship level team, and they want to show that and not let any teams think that they even have a resemblance of a chance of beating them. And the way to prove that is beating the teams you've already beat even worse
Yeah.
the next time around.
I mean, talk about, stuffing or extinguishing any, like, yo,
Yep.
wait a second, hang on. FlyQuest have a shot at this, right? Like, this is a statement map. And yes, you said it earlier, it's their map. And there's a lot of truth to that. But also, this is a really good way to, again, silence any sort of nonsense that's coming in from the crowd. But also, instill a lot of doubt into the mind of FlyQuest. Because that 9-3 half, this 11-3 scoreline round, right now, this is getting out of hand super fast.
Yeah. That's what makes this team so great, is that they try to do better and better performance after performance. They want to improve, and I think a big key note of that is Effie's and what he brings to this team, keeping everybody, aligned
Agreed.
with the same goal and not getting too arrogant or overconfident. Because we definitely saw in some of these previous series, notably in the last FlyQuest series, I did feel like Shopify kind of did let off the gas on that second map, right? And they kind of got outplayed, and floor was quiet. He's keeping the mental together. And what can FlyQuest cook up on this first gun round?
Find you.
So they took half wall. They pushed off some of the A main aggression. Prowler out didn't get far enough to even trip the trip.
The Cypher setup here, I mean, this is going to be hard for Shopify to break through. So I think you're going to see them prod up. If they go for this hit, I think they're going to get destroyed. They should get destroyed at least.
Satchel out.
Well, that's going to break the first trip, but
There it is, yeah.
will they be ready for the second? That's the true question.
There's a lot of space tree. Noya finding the late lurk. Echo utility gone. Oh, that flash is gorgeous.
One enemy remaining.
Again, the initiator value and the initiator impact is often left by the side, but that was a perfect example of that.
Lace supporting Dodo so well. And that pick that Noya got actually worked against Shopify, because as soon as they got that B pick, they realized, oh, maybe we should go back and split B now. But FlyQuest took that insta timing
Yeah.
to re-clear a tree.
Whoa, get out.
This is too much to ask for.
Oh, yeah, 1000%.
Some life for FlyQuest, but it's still going to be a really uphill battle and perhaps a fake comeback, if I'm completely honest. But you need this if you're FlyQuest. You need to string along some rounds just for your own confidence going into the next map, right?
One enemy remaining.
It all starts with one.
Dude, that again, that flash that Lace just hit, they had no shot. There was no shot of turning that thing. There was no nothing.
It was perfect timing. Already catching players falling back, and then as soon as they hear the footsteps, they want to turn and look. The flash is already there. All of B gathered for Shopify. Yep. Oh, and this late lurk through C. Noya is going to punish right here. This is huge.
Two
Oh
found?
my gosh.
Two found. Yeah, again, this feels like a different, a little something extra out from Shopify.
Yeah, you see how prepared they are for that.
Yeah, well, and also the timings that they've been able to hit. Floor just got 2 kills with the judge. Dre, this might be wraps.
Yeah. FlyQuest went around. SR wins 5, 6, 7, right? It's like,
Yeah.
and you got to save the Bulldog. Which is rough in itself, right? You couldn't
Yeah,
even,
that doesn't
you couldn't
feel
even
good.
afford a Vandal.
Yep. Yeah, to go back to the conversation we were having earlier, this does feel like there's a little something extra. And maybe, you know, Shopify are obviously very good at all times, but they're a little bit more Sunday gamers. I don't know, but I mean, they're bringing it today, and FlyQuest looked lost on this map.
Yeah. That's the beauty in this roster. They've been together for so long.
Bot coming back. Out of charges.
That teams kind of have to play to like counter them, right? And they can change that. They can change up anything. They can do micro things. They can counter FlyQuest. Doesn't have that much, right, in the playbook yet. Still early in the year for them.
Toxin screen down.
Might be early in the year for them, but it's late on this map.
Yeah.
They're sending 3 down C.
Oh, yeah,
Sonder
such
just
a
got their
snake.
ult. Did they check this? Oh, gosh. I think they were going to
gosh.
try. Sonder has ult. She has to use it here, right? Yeah.
Great flash.
The paranoia is there to buy some space, but she had no shot.
But look at the mini map, Doug.
They're in spawn.
And they're gonna wrap C. And then Floor's pushed all the way up. Is
With a glowing
FlyQuest gonna be
Vandal.
aware? Starbound looks
No.
like she
No.
Might be
No
aware.
shot. No shot. Starbound falls, Floor gets away. Again, much like we saw with the op round.
Jeez.
She gets hers, and then she gets out. It's beautiful.
so fast as well.
The one benefit here, the one silver lining, if you will, for FlyQuest is Sandra's got an ult back. So there might be a shot at this.
She can connect all. Would be everything.
Oh, but it went the wrong way.
Oh, yeah. And that deep
Hang
smoke.
on, though. Lace is deep. Lace is deep in the smoke. She's going to get a timing, but it might be too little too late. Mel, a 1v2. It's
no
not planted
time.
for her, I don't think. I don't think it's planted for her. It's so close. She's going to get it. There's no time. There's no time. What a clutch.
Hackers win.
The Red Bull clutch through for Shopify to give them Lotus 13-4. Unreal.
Wrapping spawn off of that reaction. Noya calling, yo, Omen flash on me, Gecko ult on me. C's open, C's open. And then Mel to close out the round. But before that, even just doing that deep smoke in CT for Floor.
Yeah.
Delayed
Nice
so
space.
much time.
Because, I mean, Lace was hot to trot, right? Like, Lace
Yeah.
was pushing in spawn. There was an opportunity to do something there, and ultimately, we talk about value a lot. Sometimes it's Alexis, sometimes it's, you know, Sarah, whatever. But Mel, that was a beautiful round there from beginning to end.
Yeah, it's great IGLing and great reaction off of all that aggression that FlyQuest did. And I feel like, yeah, we didn't really get to see much of how Shopify truly wanted to play this attack, but we already saw these micro changes that they made where, okay, Noya's sitting outside of C when they're going for a full B exec and actually just pushing through that any type of smoke. And if there was no smoke there, she's still going to challenge the players that open the door off of that timing right away. So just these small little changes that were made that can just ultimately just devastate rounds for FlyQuest.
The opening scene was a masterclass. We'll see what the rest of the movie has in store for us. Sunset on the other side of this break. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin. In this series, I'm going to walk you through Attack on Pearl. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle. You're going to be able to fight this.
gives you wings.
Came through with it again. They know that I got spirit with a pen. Don't know why they tried to compete when they know that in victory it's never gonna end. Them and a week, that's why they could never speak. They ain't like me, I take it to the peak. Different type of steeds that I breed. Wheel up on the mic, they won't get one of these. Please, I don't wanna hear no talk from them. I don't wanna see nothing at all from them. They can't do it like me. So all I wanna see really is a round of applause from them. Vibes in the air, we caused it again. Life isn't fair, but we rode it again. All of my teams being ready for the war, there's no warning for them. Tell them again, I ain't here to make up no friends. I just came through yet again. We up, you never got one of them. Top of the pound yet again. They can't stop this child not again. Reigning champ, I won't lose it. So you know I'm gonna win that again. Tell them again. Tell them again. Tell them again. Tell them again. I ain't here to make up no friends. I just came through yet again. We up, you never got one of them. Top of the pile yet again. They can't stop this child not again. Reigning champ, I won't lose it. So you know I'm gonna win that again. Tell them again. Tell them again.